Very good morning. In this session, I'm going to perform a task of backend user sign-in with JWT authentication. As this is the continuation over the part 3, at the end of the session, the students can able to implement the sign-in APIs using controller as well as the service, and they can validate the credentials using JP repository, and they can generate the token for secure authentication, and it will return the response as JSON. See, so let me go to the previous source code. So in the controller, so we already added the sign up post mapping for the sign up process. Now this time I'm going to perform it for the sign in. So for that I just want to create one function called sign in. So that is public object sign in. So here the return type is the object, and it will take the username as well as the password from the request body. So at the rate request body, then which uses the map interface, which takes the key as well as value pair. So whereas the key is the string and the value is the object. So which have the object name called data. So now this will return. So we already created the repository. So there is an object for this user service. Let me use this us dot sign in function. So which will take this object as argument. So this data object as argument. So this is also a post mapping for the sign in. At the rate post mapping, and this is for sign in. So here this place getting errors. Just to keep your cursor over this map and click on this import. So import is completed now. So only this line getting issue. So this will be resolved whenever you are adding this function into the user service. It's okay. So now let me go to this user service to write the business logic, and we already completed the full functionality for the sign up process. Now I just want to add it for the sign in. So before that I want to create one object for JWT service. Okay, so before doing this, I'm just going to create one service in the mtk services package. Let me right click here, go to new, go to class. The class name is JWT service.java. JWT service. So let me finish this. Okay, so now again just to go back to your service, that is user service, and now you can create a object for this JWT service.java. So that is JWT service, where the object name is JWT, and make this as auto wired for automatically generating the objects. Just auto wire this. Okay, so now I'm going to create a function for sign in. So that is public object is the return type, sign in is the function, where it also uses the map interface, which takes the arguments as string and the objects, where string is the key and the object is the value, and the object name is data. See, now again you can just take this username and the password into the main function. Again string comma object, So let me take the reference variable as response equal to new hash map of, okay. See, now just to add the try method, and here the return type as object role. I just want to get this role. We already created the object for the user repository. Let me use that object name ur dot. So then the function name is validate credentials. So this is the function I want to create in the repository. So now the objective of this line is that I just want to get the role, because with the role ID only I can able to generate the token, or I can say that it is the invalid credentials. Okay, so now this data dot get of, so within double quotes just make it as username, and I just want to convert that into string, and similarly repeat this for the next, that is for the date for the password also, that is data dot get of password dot to string. Okay, so this we completed, and this line getting issue, so there is no problem, because this function to be called in the user repository. We will write the logic later. See, once we received this role, I just want to verify one thing, that is if the role not is equal to null. So if the role is not is equal to null, then what I want to do is I just want to take this response dot put as, I just want to return the response in the form of code as well as the message. Okay, so first one, so this response as the 200 source code, and if the response gets successful, server will issue the JWT web token to the front end or the client. So now response dot put off, then now JWT followed by, so the object name JWT dot generate JWT. This is the function I am just creating. This will be used in the JWT service. So now data dot get of username comma role. We just completed it. Just make a double quotes here. Okay, so this line also getting the red line. There is no problem, because this generate token we will be calling in the next array. That is JWT service.java. Okay, so now the condition here is that what else? So if the condition is else part, what will happen? Okay, so let me write the else part now. So if not, what the response I want to do is response dot put off. So the code is, I just want to pass the code as something called 404, and response dot put off the message. What the message I just want to pass, the message is invalid credentials. See, the logic is very simple. So whenever you are just doing the registration, the data will be stored into the backend. Then when the user try to do login. So with the username as well as password. So it will be verified with the backend. So if the match is found, then it will return the response as 200, followed by it will give one token, that is authentication token. For further APIs, the client will use this the generated token to check the validity of the session. If the token is not expired, then only you can able to access the particular session. So otherwise, no. Okay, so we will be adding one exception here. So that is a cache block which take exception E. Now response dot put off. Now code, and which will be returning 500 as the status code. Response dot put off. Now again message. So the message is, it's not e dot get message. Okay. See, finally, I just want to return one response. I just want to return one response. Let me return that response. So that is return response. Okay. So now we resolved all the issues. Here only two lines getting this red line. You can see that. So these line, the validate credentials. So for this, we need to write the logic or the query in the users repository. Okay, so let me directly go to this repository now. Go to this users repository. See here, the ultimate aim for this line is that I just want to generate the token. So that is, whenever the user try to give the username and the password, whatever the role assigned during the sign up, that to be retrieved. Okay, so if the role is found, then we can generate the token. Okay, so let me go here. See, now I just want to create one function, public object validate. See this one, and here's validate credentials. Okay, so now you see here, so here we are just passing the username as well as the password with the parameters only. So here I want to use @param. So you must import this. If already imported, no issues. Then it will take username, whereas the data type as the string, and username is the variable. Similarly, you have to repeat this step for the password also. Okay, so now @param of this password. Okay, the string password. We just done it, and ensure that the properly close with a semicolon. Okay, see, now I just want to write a query here. So that is @query. What is this query I want to write is, I want to get this row. Okay, so that is select u dot role. So that the column name is a role from, let me check this one, what the column name. Yeah, it's role only. Okay, so from users. So this users is the entity class, users u, where u dot email. See, remember here left side whatever it is displaying, these data comes from the database. Now there is one equal to, then colon, this username. See what this means, that this left side it is taken from the database. The right side one, what you are passing through this user service method, that is username as well as the password. So now what happens, it will first validate with your username and now u dot password. Again, this is also similar. Left hand side, whatever you are seeing, so that is the database password. The right side one is the password what you are passing through the arguments. Okay. So now we just completed it. I just want to import this. Yeah. Okay. So now you can see here. I just don't want to write the semicolon. Okay. So now we have completed. So we have written. So at the end of this one, what you will get is what the output for these queries, these validate credentials is that. So it will take the arguments, the username, it will take the username and the password which is passed through this method, that is validate credential, and it will execute this method and it will return the object as role. So I just want to return the role. So the output of this is that you will get a role. For example, in this, suppose if I am passing the email ID srithar@gmail.com and the password 123, you will get the role as a 1. So if the role is 1, now role 1, it is not null. So this 200, it will return the response as 200. Then it will move into generate token. Okay, so now we'll move on to the important concept, that is JWT service. So let me have a small discussion on this JWT web token. Then we'll move on to this JWT service.java. Now, JSON web token is a compact and it is a secure way to transmit any information between client as well as the server. What happens in this JSON web token or JWT web token is that, so whenever the credentials, whenever you want to give a request that I want to generate a token, the server will generate a token based on the username as well as the password. Okay. So based on the username and the password, by applying a key, it will generate a JWT token. So this JSON web token have some expiration duration like 1 hour or 1 day. So after that particular duration, that is if the duration gets expired, after that you can't able to access any API request. So that is what the JSON token. So it is used for authentication and authorization. This is essential whenever you are doing any logins. And this is the token format header.payload.signatures, and you will get in these three splits. So this is in string format. Okay, so now, so this is the working principle of JWT. That is, whenever the user tries to log in with the username and the password, the server verifies the user credentials and generate the JWT token and send it to the client. So client store these token information into their browser window, and whenever the further request comes, API request comes from the front end or the React, so then it will pass the request along with the token. If the token is expired, so it will return the responses you are not authorized user or the token is expired. So this is how you can protect your data. So now we'll come into this JWT service, and so to make this as a service class, you just want to add one annotation. You just want to add one annotation called service annotation, and here we are just creating one secret key. So this is the combination of alphanumeric characters. So minimum is 32 characters. So here we have 62 characters. You can extend it to anyone. So next one, I just want to create one secret key with the help of HMAC Shocky for. So this is the algorithm. With this, we are just creating the secret key. So for the secret key, what you have, so we are just creating the secret key object with the name key for the secret underscore key, whatever you have provided in this step. See, now here there are two steps. One is to generate the web token. Another thing is that you want to validate the web token. You can see here, whenever I'm just want to generate the web token, I need to pass the username as well as the role. So because these username as well as role also into the payload. Okay, so we are just using the map interface with the key as well as value pair. So string as well as object. For this reference variable payload, I have taken new hash mapper. So you will be getting the results. You are storing the information into the key and value pair, and so after that you are just making your username and role into the payload by having something called username. So that's a key value pair. So next thing, what it will return is, it will return as a token. So first thing, you just take, so whatever the payload I have added here, so this will come here, and so it will try to create the JSON web token with by adding the date at what time the JSON web token is generated. So that is issue at what date. And so this expiration timing, so that is this 864 0000, so which indicate that this duration, this expiration time is 1 day. And you can sign in with the key what you have generated. Okay, so finally you are just making everything into a string. So that is what this compact stands. So the meaning of this validate JWT token is that, so once the token get generated, future request is depends on this JSON web tokens only. So that is this JWTs dot parser. What the meaning of parser is that it try to read the token, and this will verify with the key whatever it is given by the server. Then you just try to build and pass it with the token, pass the token and get the original payload. So whatever the that is encoded one, we are just getting the original payload. So from that original payload, we have just tried to extract the expiration time. Now if the expiration time equal to null or the expiration time before the date, so we are just responding with the exception that it is invalid token. So otherwise it is just responding with the username as well as the role. And these returned response as a payload, the payload which contain username as well as the role. Very simple. That is, you are trying to log in with the username and the password. Then the server is initially it is giving one token. For the second time or not, sir, if there is any request to come from the same client, it will verify the token. If the token is not expired, then only a response will be sent to the client. Otherwise, no. So that is very simple logic. Okay, so now we'll just implement this, and what we can do now, we just add this service here. So I just want to add the service. So make this class as a service class. Okay, so for the time constraint, I am just taking the source code. Okay, so let me keep all the source code. See, these validate token we are not using now. So we will be using this validate token in coming sessions. This generate token we will be doing now. Okay, so for everything you just want to do the import. Keep your cursor here and just keep these import statements wherever necessary. Just keep import. Okay, so for this hash map and this map function and this JWTs, so this date. Okay, so everything is now completed. For these claims also, just import this. Just remove the unnecessary things. Okay, so we have successfully done it. Once you have successfully done it, go to this core services and go to run as Spring Boot app. Okay, so our application is now successfully running, and the port number 8001 is already in use. Very simple, just to go to this core services, stop the server. Again, you can rerun the application. Okay, so now it is done, it is successfully running. So okay, so see here, so in the previous video we already have done the sign up. So that is, so let me open the Swagger UI localhost colon 8001 Swagger UI. So this sign up we already completed, and I already have the data also. So this data I already have. So let me try to validate now. Try to do sign in, and now click on try out. So here just add your username as well as password. So only two fields, two key value pairs. One is the username. So I'm just having the username as Srithar@gmail.com. So this is the Gmail already available in the backend. Now go with this password. So this is 1234. Okay, now you see here I try to validate. I'm just getting the responses. The code is 200, and I am successfully getting the JSON web token. So we just completed our agenda successfully. So what we did is in this session, we just created. So I'll just repeat from here. So we have successfully added the sign in controller. So in the user controller, we added the one function called sign in controller. So followed by we just added the service for the sign in, as well as the repository gets added, and we created the JWT service.java, and successfully we created the token. So in coming sessions we will be integrating these backend into FastAPI as well as the front end. Thank you.